The first word we have is Congress. Congress is the name for the group of U.S. lawmakers. Here I must make a little distinction though. Congress is one branch of the government and it's made up of two bodies. Congress is made up of the Senate, which they call the upper part, or it's the more formal, the more maybe a little bit more powerful part of Congress. And the other part, the lower part, is the House of, sorry, it's a long name, Representatives. House of Representatives. So Congress actually has two parts. There's the Senate, it's the upper chamber, and the lower chamber is the House of Representatives. The Senate has fewer lawmakers in it, and the House of Representatives has many hundreds of members. But it's the name for the group of U.S. lawmakers. These people make laws for the whole country. And as you can see, it's a really big group. There's hundreds of people. I don't know, I don't think all of Congress is in there, but quite a few people are in there. And it looks like the State of the Union speech, I think, is what's going on. Maybe, it's hard to see in the picture. Okay, but anyway, that's Congress. Okay. Legislative. Legislative relates to making and passing laws. Legislative, legislation, right? Legislation. When people make laws and they enforce laws, or they talk about laws, they make laws, they pass laws, that's the legislative. And when we use this word, we talk about it to describe the part of government. So the legislative branch of the government. Usually we use branch because, we'll talk about this in this lesson. I'm getting ahead of myself, but there are three branches to the U.S. government, to the United States government. There's the legislative branch. That's one branch. We'll talk about the other branches next. But it's like a tree, right? Three different branches, and they're all equal. They should be equal in power. That's how you make sure that one person or one group doesn't take all the power and rule the country like a tyranny or a dictatorship. We don't want that. So hopefully we have three different branches of government to spread the power out among many different people. Okay, next. Executive. Now, executive is another branch of the government. So we have legislative is one branch, legislative, executive is the next branch. So executive relating to managing a group or organization. And of course at a company, right, you talk about the leaders of a company, we call them executives because they are the top managers of a group or organization. So the CEO is the chief executive officer at a company. They're the ones that are the top manager at that company or organization. In this case, we see a picture of President Obama. He is the executive. He is the leader of the executive branch of government. He's the leader of the United States. He manages, his job is to manage the United States, okay? But he doesn't have all the power, which is good. Okay, next. White House. White House. We would say the White House is the place where the President of the United States lives and works. So East Wing, West Wing. And of course, when you talk about East Wing, West Wing, we talk about the different parts of a big house. They call them wings. Like a big mansion will have different wings. So the East Wing is where the President has his office. And all the people that work on his or her staff have offices in the East Wing of the White House. The West Wing is where the President and his or her family lives, and that's where the kitchen is, and the living facilities are on the other side. So the President doesn't have to drive to work every morning, doesn't have to waste time. He just walks from the West Wing to the East Wing of the same house, and he's at work, okay? Of course, presidents usually travel a lot anyway, but you want to make it convenient. You don't want them to waste time in commuting. They can just get to work right away. It's a very busy and important job, of course, to be the president. Next, we have Supreme Court, the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court is the highest court in the United States. That's the third branch of government. It's the judicial branch. Judicial branch. So, we've covered all three branches. The legislative branch, the executive branch, and the judicial branch. What is the judicial branch? Judicial relates to court, judge, or system of law. Basically, the legislative branch makes the law. The judicial branch, I think it was over here, judicial branch enforces the law or interprets the law, right? And applies the law for various cases. So if somebody has a problem with the law, they either have a court case, they have a lawsuit, or they're in trouble and they broke the law, then the judicial branch, their job is to look at the case and determine how the law should be applied in that case. So they're more like enforcing and interpreting the law. Okay, so three branches of the government. And of course, branch. As I said before, I was getting ahead of myself. Branch. You have different branches. So we have the legislative branch, we talked about that. We have the executive branch, and we have the judicial branch. And these branches make up the federal government. It's a branch, of course, is a part of a large organization. Think of a tree, right, that has three different branches. They all come out from the same tree, and they should, in this case, in the federal government, they should all be equal. They should have, different powers. Of course, one branch might be a little stronger than the other, depending on who the people are in the branch, who is working in it. But this is a safety system. It's a way to spread power among different people so that not one person or one group can take all the power. You don't want that in a democratic society, or really any society, really. So, branch is a part of a large organization. Okay, so those are our words for this lesson.
Lesson 5. Federal Government. Congress. The name for the group of U.S. lawmakers. Legislative. Relating to making and passing laws. Executive. Relating to managing a group or organization. White House. The place where the President of the U.S. lives and works. Supreme Court. The highest court in the United States. Judicial. Relating to a court, judge, or system of law. Branch. A part of a large organization.